Our daily burst of joy today is taken from Proverbs 23, verse 7 from the New King James Version, and it says this: As he thinks in his heart, so is he. So what does this really mean? That is your burst of joy from Jesus today. Let's hear what he has to say. This verse shows us that our hearts can reveal what's really stored there. The sincerity or ugliness surfaces from the heart. And by the way, the heart and the mind in the Bible are often interchangeable. What a person does nicely might not always be what they want to be doing. We can hide what's in our hearts for a time, but eventually this becomes who we are. A person's true character is defined by their inner thoughts and attitudes that are stored in their hearts. God knows our hearts and our motives. He teaches us that they should reflect Him in all His fruit. He lists His fruit in Galatians 5:22 and 23. Are you thinking and believing and living out in your life love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness and faithfulness and self-control? That's who we represent, those fruits from Jesus. If you're a follower of Jesus and you have put your faith in Him, you're filled with His Spirit who empowers you to live out the way that God wants us to live, developing and manifesting those fruits. God examines our heart and our minds, and what we harbor in our hearts will eventually overflow into our actions and our words as well. One day we'll have to give an account of all of what we've done and said. We'll either be acquitted or condemned. So, what does all this really mean for us? God tells us that He tells us how we should think. He says that in Philippians 4:8. He says, think what is right and true and pure and noble and lovely and admirable and excellent and worthy of praise. Does that sound like your words? Does that sound like your thoughts? Are you thinking those things and living those things out, thinking what's true and then sharing that with others? His truth, not your truth. Because everything starts with our thinking. And when we think this way, these good things, they will start to be stored in our hearts, those good things, those good thoughts. And then we'll become more like Jesus, not what we've been negatively influenced by. So, as we think in our hearts, we become. So let God's truth penetrate your heart. And let's learn from God how we can be influenced by Him and become all He has created us to be. Let's do that today. May God bless you with this burst of joy from His truth.